the resistance.
We got another really cool thing that happened this week, and that was a new Star Wars trailer. Boom.
Yes.
Wait, not a movie, but a TV show.
Okay.
We're all waiting for that episode 9 trailer, but we did get the Star Wars Resistance trailer.
Yeah.
And this came kind of unexpectedly. I don't think we all were talking about it. Everybody kind of wanted to know, hey, we're getting closer to the date. When's this thing going to come out? We're all kind of like, I don't know, it almost kind of felt like Solo trailers. We're like, whoa, what's going on with this show?
Some people were like, is this going to get canceled? Is this show happening?
Yeah. But no, we got this trailer, and I don't know, but it's funny. I watched it probably 3 times, and then I went to lunch with a friend, and we were kind of talking about it, and he said, yeah, I think this line and this line, and I was like, you know what, man? I didn't pick up on any dialogue. I was 100% focused on the animation and the way that it looked, and the stuff in the background, or like who's in the scenes. Like, I don't know that guy. Who could this person be? I saw a character that kind of looked like someone from Rebels. I saw another character, well, I guess that looked like someone from Rebels, but regardless, I was more interested in that. And then I went back and I thought about it. I was like, yeah, man, I think the only thing I picked up on was like one line of Poe being like, I've got a mission for you or something.
Yeah.
But I went back and I rewatched it and stuff. And I don't know, let me hand this off to you before I go into it. But like, what did you think? How do you feel about the animation? That seems to be like the number one thing that people are kind of iffy on.
Yeah, I think the thing that stood out to me, if I can break it down to bare bones, is smooth and bright. That's what I really gathered from it. And I don't know if that's just because of the water background and because of the light colors, but it seemed fun to me. It seemed light. It didn't seem like it's going to be some kind of deep, dark lore type of situation. Credit to you. I know you had thought that for a long time. I mean, that could change. Like, Rebel started off very light and kiddie too.
Yeah.
But the one thing in terms of, like, you were saying dialogue that stood out to you, the only thing that really stood out to me was when that guy who I guess he looks like he's in charge of the pilots, the rookie pilots, says, you're with me, but when it comes to you doing this spy stuff, I don't want to know about it.
I don't want to know anything about it. Very Lucius Fox of him.
Yeah. So I'm thinking, is Poe like grabbing this kid and saying like, I need you to do the spy mission for me. You can have fun training as a pilot and stuff, but I really need you to go do this. I'm not sure, but it looks like that's where that kid's going to become different from the rest, where he's going to get pulled out of Flight Academy and have to start doing a little James Bondy type of stuff.
Yeah, really quick, just for anybody that doesn't know who Lucius Fox is, that's Morgan Freeman's character in The Dark Knight.
Yeah, yep.
Or I guess he was in all 3 of them, but I think of him in Dark Knight, where he's saying, I don't want to have anything to do with this. But
I like to call it the Bat.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess the thing is, to me, I think that number one, I think that the show does look kiddie, right? Looks like it's made for children, as it should, as it is. Yeah, and as I said at the beginning, I think that's kind of going to be a show that's aimed towards the kids, and it's going to be a little bit more like, day to day, episode to episode is just about getting the mission done, and that's really it. And I do think, now seeing the trailer, that I think there is potential for this to kind of like, we'll begin to kind of learn the characters a little bit more, and we'll be able to kind of have some connection with them as the story goes along. I do think that the potential of this first season alone is just, the First Order is not a threat right now. They're just checking it out. So that it opens the door. There's not a whole lot of crazy things that's going to happen in that first season. But by the end of the first season, maybe they've discovered that the First Order are bad news. And they need to, in season 2 and 3 and 4, or whatever they want to do with it, that's when they could really start to open up. I understand if it goes that far. I get it.
It's set 6 months before The Force Awakens. That's not a lot of time.
Yeah, it just depends on how close the story wants to be. Like sometimes like seasons 1 and 2 of Rebels are like pretty much back to back, but then like season 3
I
like
understand,
jumps, you know. So
But if you want a character growth, then you know it's not going to be okay. This is 4 seasons and it takes place over 3 weeks, and this kid's going to kind of become a pilot.
I disagree, man, because you can have a movie where a person starts the movie and doesn't fully get life, and then in like, I understand it's like not necessarily a 2-hour time span, but in the course of like a day or an adventure that they go on, they grow up and understand bigger things about the world. But
movies get the Rocky montage.
Yeah,
and that's where you play
but it still takes place over the course of a
around.
short amount of time, and this surely will take place over longer than some movies. Most movies, I would say. Most movies usually don't take place over the course of like 6 months.
And if you guys don't know what a Rocky montage is, basically every Rocky movie has this thing where Rocky's training and they play music for 3 or 4 minutes and they show him like working out, and then you get the idea that he's been doing this for a long period of time. So it's a good way to time jump, and a lot of movies and shows do this type of thing.
I'm glad you backtracked, because I know that a lot of people don't know a lot of the like movie lingo.
I don't know if people know Rocky montages or not. People be like, Rocky who?
Rocky who? Yeah. I don't remember a Rocky.
Is he the guy from that Creed movie?
Yeah. But no, up front, I'm not a huge fan of the animation. I was hoping it would look a little bit different. It kind of reminds me of some shows that I've thought looked like they were kind of cheaply made. I was hoping that it would be a little bit more towards that anime style. It just looks a little too 3D for me, but I think that has to do with like budget and how they were wanting to like.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know.
I said I liked how it looked, and then some guy tweeted at me or something, and he was like, "Yeah, it's real easy to make a background when it's a blue ocean. It's just lazy animation." I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna take my ball and go home now." I tried to have fun and be positive about this show, and this guy's just like, "That's lazy animation." Blah blah. I'm like, "All right, I'm out."
Yeah. Well, if the show was based on Tatooine, it would be lazy animation to do an easy like sky and endless sand. Yeah. So, but like, I think a show on Tatooine could be really cool, especially because people want a whole movie about it. You know, Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine.
That's true.
All right, so 6 months before The Force Awakens, this kind of also means a little bit that it's in the same-ish, if I'm not mistaken, time frame as the Poe Dameron comic, which is also kind of cool. Maybe all of this stuff leads up to the Poe Dameron comic, and maybe it doesn't end so well for the characters in this kids show. That doesn't make a lot of sense, but we don't see him in the Poe comic, and I don't know. So it kind of, that reinforces for me that Poe isn't going to have a big role in this show, that he's
Also,
going to show up, give a
these-
mission, tell him to go do it, and he's the face of the resistance, but it's really about these kids just doing good stuff.
Or these kids just go off to run a lemonade stand somewhere.
Oh, shut up. Quit with the lemonade stand. The deli. Get out of here.
Delis for grown-ups and lemonade stands for kids.
They're going to go hang out with General Holdo. All right. Hey, everyone. Thanks for watching that video. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up and head over to the full episode by clicking this box here. If you want, you could subscribe, and that way you get all the weekly news, you get our discussions, you get information on our giveaways whenever we do them. It's a good time, we promise. Thanks for watching the Resistance broadcast.